All right, here is the start of a new project for me. It's going to be a Baja Bug. This car was actually a drag car that I kind of parted out, and I actually still have a few parts, some body panels up there from it, but the Baja Bug would be more useful for me, so it's going to get converted. It's got a rag grafted in the top, but it's already been cut up right at the back and all, so I don't feel bad about cutting a bug up. So I'm gonna start taking the body off and lay my tube kind of across and then tie it into the tunnel, and then I'll get my seat and steering wheel all set up and start caging it from there. I've ordered some trailing arms, some 3x5 chromoly trailing arms from Cartech. So you may have seen these Toyota wheels sitting in here. It's a Doug Bug guy on YouTube was just building a Baja Bug with all Toyota hubs, and I like that idea because I'm too cheap to buy those $3,000 micro stub kits. So here's the kit that I'm gonna run. It's a 1985 4Runner front rotor, solid mass. That's how it comes. And notice how the depth is pretty short. And then the hub is same thing as he was running, 2006 4Runner Tacoma FJ hub. Pretty cheap. That's like, I got this one for $90 Canadian, which is, yeah, I mean, I think the micro stub kits, replacement bearings are like 300 US. So this is a much more effective, cost-effective way of doing it. And let's see if I can set this up somewhere here, so you can see why I chose the 86 rotor. See, the mounting surface is still exposed underneath that, so that means I don't need to buy the outboard trailing arms. I can run them on the standard flat-faced trailing arms, so it's just a little cheaper. And they already come single mass, which is what I wanted. The only thing I had to do was take it to work and throw it on the lathe and machine that inner diameter to the same, or just a little bit. It's probably got a thou of play, but that centering, hub centric, you know, for the rubber rotor. So that's all set up, and then I'll build my own stub axles to run 930 CVs. I'm not gonna mess around with U-joints like that guy did, but definitely a good idea. I like his videos, so. Yeah, I'll start getting after it. I just got my friend's tubing bender and a couple other tools here, and start pulling this thing apart even further and building it. So I'm thinking 3x5s. I'd like to do an A-arm setup in the front. There's a couple companies that build kits, but I'm kind of playing with the idea of building my own. Hard to do when you don't have a bunch of time. Easier just to build the kit, but we'll see. All right, so I got the body off there and drilled out all the rivets or the spot welds for the seat rails and got those off, and then kind of copying that Blake Wilkie guy's cage design, kind of, and started off with the outer rails that will kind of sit on the inside of the heater channel. Tied that into the rear torsion housing, and kept it really tight along the edge here. It's just tacked in. I think the heater channel should sneak by that, but if I have to move it in a little bit, I can do that. So there's that, and then I'll get the body back on and start setting up where my pillars are going to be and my rear hoop. So that'll be the next step here. I have to notch the inside right there where I have that line, and same in the back. I'll notch that up, and yeah, it's coming along here. All right, here I've been working on a little bit more. Actually went ahead and just cut the rear frame horns off because, like I was saying before, I'm going to put 3x5s on it, and transmission's got to move back like 3 inches, wherever my CVs are happy at full bump and droop. We'll figure that out down the road, but I cleaned the torsion housing up. I think I might even cut this out and replace it with some like 2.5-inch quarter wall DOM tubing. Just get rid of these cast end caps, but we'll see. Might try to make myself my own end cap, since I plan on using coilovers, so I don't really need the torsion bar holders in the center there. So we'll see about that, see how that ends up going. But pan's flipped upside down. We'll kind of clean it up and do some undercoating or something like that before it gets flipped over with the car on it, and then the cage gets welded on, and that's it, man. This thing's not coming back apart like ever. My girlfriend was scraping all the undercoating off the top. Can't see, but she actually did a really good job. So yeah, that's where we're at now. And then I started working on, I bought this tilt-in reverse mount pedal assembly because I was saying I want to do A-arm. I know at the beginning of the video I was talking about, I don't know if I want to do A-arm, I don't know if I'm going to cut this off, but now this is like 2 weeks later, and everything's cut off, and I've kind of decided to go for it. But yeah, this just came in, so it was used, a really old tilt-in reverse mount, but I'll clean it up. I'll make some new bushings for it because I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can. How horribly fucked that thing is. But yeah, it's not too bad. Get that cleaned up, and it's got the dual master with the brake biased thing, and had some Wellwood master cylinders on there, 1 inch and 7/8, I think, and then a 3/4 for the clutch. And this thing is actually kind of fucked up too, kind of bent. So I'll see if I can rebuild kits for those and just go through them all and make sure they're right. And then it's got a Wellwood pedal, which is probably why that thing's so sloppy. But I'll just make my own bushing to set that up right, and then I'll probably make my own bushings for this one too, so everything's consistent. Cut the brake pedal the same size, and then put those Volkswagen brake pedal pads on, just to make it all look consistent. And then sandblast the top here and get all that set up. That's pretty cheap doing it this way. Like, Tilton's asking $600 or $700 for these setups, and I got this whole thing for 320 bucks Canadian, shipped to my door. So a little bit of elbow grease isn't too bad, and get that all set up. But yeah, I think I'll end the video off there and see where we're at next time around.